Ever go somewhere, either a home or maybe even a business, and you just like the way it feels? I was at this fast food shop down in the South one time. Like, this is kind of a cool place. I'd like my basement to be like this.
Right. Well, but some of those elements, as you said, the feeling, you might not know why, but every element, the colors, the lighting, the layout, it all contributes. The harmony is hardly coincidental.
Makes you feel good. Let's explore the value of having an interior designer. From Interiors, Joan and Associates, Lindi Janulewicz. Good to see you, Lindi.
Welcome back. Good to see you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, at what point? So, if you're thinking about maybe new construction, at what point should a designer get involved in this in new construction projects?
Yesterday.
Right
away. Yes.
Right away. A while ago.
Yeah. Truly, if a designer is involved from the get-go, from the planning stages of your blueprints, that's when it's going to be the most beneficial. And that's because first of all, it takes time if you're going to be ordering your parts and pieces, and you want those things to be ready when you're ready to install them. And second of all, our designers are trained and educated and licensed to be involved in your architectural elements and the space planning, and to make sure that all the layout and the floor plan is going to work to your lifestyle.
So in addition to the architect or the builder, for example, an interior designer brings more to the table. Right.
An integral part of the team. And that's truly what it is. It's a design build team. So you have an architect to draw the plans, make sure everything's sound and engineering, that it's all good. The builder is going to bring that plan to life, and the designer is going to help with all of the elements to make it beautiful and functional for you. And they're working from the exterior in. They can help you with your paint colors, stain colors, even so much as your shingle specifications and window colors. And inside, things like your plumbing fixtures, sinks, flooring, wall covering, carpet, lighting fixtures, the placement of your electrical outlets. Furnishings, everything.
But that speaks to the functional nature, because we're just thinking about what kind of countertop do I want. That's not the extent of it. It's you're going to live in that home hopefully for a long, long time. You want it to serve you well.
So what's the experience like working with a designer? Because if you're doing a new construction project, maybe building a new home, and you're working with the contractor, you're working with the architect, and then you bring a designer in as well. What's that whole process like?
Our designers work with builders, so we have a lot of teamwork going on there, but typically what we do is we like to invite the client into the studio and or meet them at their home, whichever is going to work better for that particular project, and talk to you, just have an initial consultation. Do you have kiddos? Do you have pets? Do you live on a lake? Do you have a pool? Are we doing a kitchen or a whole entire home? Just to get a feel for the scope of the project. And once that's put together, then the designer will go back to the studio and work with our many vendors and resources and our resource library, put together a project for you, specifically with all the selections that are all tied together just for you. And then we invite you into the studio to sit down and take a peek and have a whole presentation at what we've put together for you. And at that point, they say, "Oh, we love it. We're going to take it all."
It's based off the homeowner's taste.
That's right. That's right. It's chosen for you. And a lot of times people will say, can we come in? Can we look? Can we choose by ourselves? And that's why we're here. That's our job, is to choose the right thing for you, and that will fit within your budget.
I mean, that sounds fun. Hey, here's what I like. Now go make it look nice.
That's right. That's right. Yep. Basically, we take all the stress out of it. Building can be a job. We like to make it an experience. We make it pleasant for you and stress-free, keep it on budget and on time. That's our job.
So designers can essentially put out fires that homeowners would be worried about themselves. Right? Are there some common things that pop up that the homeowners might be, like you would never want to tackle that on your own, but the designer knows to prevent that problem before it starts?
Right. Yep. Our designers are cheerleaders, and they're in your corner. And there are little things that come up, maybe you've ordered a new sofa, but did you check to make sure it fit through the doorway? Maybe it fits in your room, but does it fit around the corner? Does it fit down the stairway? We have clients that call us too late after, "Hey, I've got a sofa stuck in my stairway. Now what do I do?" Have you thought about your carpet, the certain pile or pattern that's going to be appropriate for not getting stuck in pets' claws? Have you thought about wood finishes versus tile? Have you thought about the finish on your paint? Do you need an eggshell or a flat or a high gloss? Have you thought about how high to hang your light fixture? All these things just help to make it cohesive and make it work. When somebody looks at it, they say, "Oh, this works. It really works."
Yeah, before we look at some of your projects, I want to give you a quick story about why it's important to have a designer. I got a buddy who's building a house right now, and they're toward the end of this project, and the contractor says, "Hey, we got to decide on a grout color for the tile." He said he walked into the house and stood there for an hour and a half trying to figure out if it was going to be a dark gray or a brownish grout. And some of those things can be handled up front.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at some of the projects that you're working on right now, because you got a whole array of projects.
Yes, your work is exceptional.
Thank you. This is a great example of a home that has a long galley design and an open floor plan. and one of our designers went in and helped them to separate the living spaces without walls.
Like the ceiling.
Yes.
Look at the ceiling right there.
Yep.
What'd you do right there?
Very cool. She did some wood paneling. There's a stone wall accent piece right there with lighting.
Wow.
Beautiful.
The
Beautiful
lighting, that's
things.
one of those things that, you know, the layperson has no idea that, that it's as important as it is in creating that feeling. Tell us about this kitchen, Lindy.
This was a renovation project. And the interesting thing here is that that hood was non-existent. It was just an open gap in the cabinetry. So our designer came in and said, ooh, visually that doesn't work. You know, you think about the scale and the proportion of the room. She added the hood, changed the finishes, integrated the paint. So you'll see there's a mix there. It's not all the same.
The flooring works with the countertops.
Is the hood functional or is it just for looks?
It is functional, but it also helps with the looks.
And the color story there, nice and cohesive. What
Beautiful.
about this bathroom?
This is a gorgeous master suite renovation, and this was one where our designer was integral in the layout of the room. She worked to take a little bit of room from an existing closet to make a larger shower per the client's wishes.
And
so
how cool the character in that space. Something tells me they wanted a kind of a loft vibe with the brick behind the sink. Speaking of lofts.
And brick.
Here is a gorgeous penthouse downtown, and the cool thing here is that that fireplace design was put into place to conceal a mechanical shaft. So that whole column on the left is there, and it part of the design to conceal things that couldn't go away. So instead of leaving them visible, it was made beautiful, and all those individual tiles were laid by hand in that design that was designed by our designer to make that beautiful
As special
diagonal.
as that looks in person, I bet, on the photograph, I bet in person it's even more magnificent.
Incredible. Incredible.
And look at the space right here with the lighting around the edge.
Same space, and this is to show you how cool the design can be, and again, functional. That platform, it's a raised platform to conceal plumbing underneath.
Oh,
you know, in these old buildings, you can't get into the walls, you can't do things, and our designer was integral in putting together the plan to conceal the new plumbing. So she raised the floor and made it beautiful, did some underlighting, and it works. It's gorgeous, and it works.
And this one?
Here is a gorgeous master bedroom, and we're going to look especially at the beautiful custom bedding. You know, we do, in addition to all these other parts and pieces, we do furniture, bedding, accessories, lighting,
and also
stained
glass.
Look at that glass.
That's hard to ignore, isn't it?
That glass design was drawn by our designer, and you look at the scale. That room has an extremely lofted ceiling, and the light fixture, the furnishings, they all had to be beefy enough to hold their own in the space and to not look cavernous, but to look cozy.
Wow, so well done. Interiors Joan and Associates near 132nd at Dodge on the north side of Dodge there, and then online it's interiorsbyjoan.com. They're also on Twitter and then on Facebook, and they're consistently putting images online of completed projects if you're looking for some inspiration, either new construction or the home you already own. Thank you, Lindy.
Thank you for
Lindy,
having me.
good to have you.
Yeah, good
Great
to see
work.
you. Thank you.
All right.